Dolphin Speak. I'm your co-host, Kyrie.
And I'm your other co-host, Riley.
On today's show, we will find out what dolphins talk about because Riley will interview dolphin expert Dr. Julie Oswald of the University of St. Andrews. Hey Riley, what do you think dolphins talk about?
I know. They either take bets on seahorse races or they sing Justin Bieber songs.
Let's ask an expert.
Hello, Dr. Oswald, and welcome to Dolphin Speak.
Thanks, Riley. It's really nice to be here.
What is your specialty?
My specialty, I study dolphin communication and specifically how different kinds of dolphins tell each other apart.
Cool. So we have 5 questions to ask you.
Okay.
So the first one is, do they use different kinds of sounds for communication?
Yes, dolphins produce several different kinds of sounds. Dolphins produce whistling sounds, which sound kind of like birds singing. They also produce these click sounds, which are really short sounds that sound kind of like a clap. And they also produce what's called burst pulses. Burst pulses are clicks that are really, really close together, so we can't hear the individual clicks. But what we do hear is a sound that sounds like a creep or a squeal or a creep or a squeak.
Cool. And for number 2, do different kinds of dolphins make different kinds of sounds?
Yes, they do. Most, but not all species of dolphins make whistle sounds, and every kind of dolphin makes the clicking sound. And the whistles that different dolphins make sometimes sound different when they're produced by different species.
That's cool. And for number 3, what do dolphins talk about?
Ooh, that's a big question that lots of people are really interested in. We don't really know exactly what they're talking about, but we do know that sometimes they produce specific types of sounds when they're looking for food, and different whistles when they're excited about something. We also know that dolphins make specific types of sounds when they're taking care of their calves.
And for number 4, how far do sounds travel?
Well, we think that their clicks don't travel very far at all, so they probably use them to communicate when they're very close together. But their whistles travel much farther, so they can use their whistles to talk to each other when they're further apart. In fact, sometimes when we're out on the oceaning listening to dolphins with underwater microphones, we can hear their whistles from 11 kilometers away. That's a 10-minute drive on the motorway. But we don't know if the dolphins are actually listening to each other over 11 kilometers.
That's interesting. And for our final one, number 5, what is your favorite type of dolphin?
Oof, there's so many different kinds of dolphins. One of the dolphins I really like is the Hawaiian spinner dolphin. Those guys jump into the air and spin around and around and around before they go back into the water. They're really fun to watch.
Thank you, Dr. Oswald, for coming to Dolphin Speak. I learned a lot.
Wow, I had no idea dolphins could be so loud underwater. 11 kilometers? That far?
Yeah, I know, right? They're almost as loud as my little brother.
And with that pleasant thought, see you next time on Dolphin Speak.